channel. So today I am going to Heroes Comic Con and car show. I'm very excited. It's here in San Antonio, Texas. I'm in town so that I can check out the convention, and just like I did with South Texas Comic Con and Alamo City Comic Con, I'm going to be vlogging all day so you guys can see my experience. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the vlog and I'll keep you updated. So at some point after recording that intro, I actually decided that I wanted to make this video more of a recap or kind of like telling of my experience rather than it be like a vlog. So that's what I'm going to do for you guys. I do have clips and pictures and stuff that I took, but I want to talk a little bit about my experience because this is a major Comic Con and I really just want to share with you all what the experience was like in case you're interested in going next year or anything like that. You'll just have a little bit more insight. So I'm going to talk about everything. First off, my cosplay. I will insert a picture right here. And I was Spider-Gwen, Gwen Stacy. I had some denim shorts over just to feel a little more comfortable, you know, walking around the convention and whatnot. But I did do Spider-Gwen. I had, oops, sorry, my lights just flickered. I had the mask. I had actually a few more pieces to the costume that I didn't use for this particular convention, but the good thing is when I repeat this cosplay in the future, I'll be able to use it. But I had some headphones that were like the turquoise color that she wears, and then I also had a band shirt that was like the Mary Janes, which is the band that Spider-Gwen is part of. I didn't end up using those pieces, but I do have it for the future. So that was my cosplay. It wasn't too bad. It was pretty breathable. I did another Gwen Stacy or Spider-Gwen cosplay before, and that cosplay was just like a jacket. So that one was very warm. This one, it's very hot in Texas right now. It's like 100+ degrees. So obviously it was a little warm, particularly when I was outside, but other than that, it was perfectly fine. It wasn't too expensive either. I got it on Amazon in case anyone's interested. And yeah, there was quite a lot of cosplay. I was a little surprised because there wasn't as much cosplay as I've seen at like South Texas Comic Con or even Alamo City Comic Con when I went a few years ago. But I think I was pretty comfortable still being in cosplay. I didn't feel uncomfortable at any point. And a big part of the cosplay that I saw, which could be just because of the timing of the movie having coming out recently, but was a lot of Spider-Man, Spider-Verse characters. So that's just that. I did take a backpack, and inside that backpack I had a little battery-operated fan, which was very convenient, especially because we did wait outside in line for a while, and I'll get to that in a bit. But I did have that. I had this tote bag in there, kind of folded up, and it was really convenient because when I had a lot of stuff, I was able to just take it out of my bag, unfold it, and you know, fill it up with everything that I was buying or being given. So that was great. As far as waiting in line, we did have to wait in line, I would say about an hour, which is not too bad this year. And there was a whole different situation with South Texas Comic Con. Normally I've never waited in line there, but I did wait, I would say almost 2 hours over there. So this line was nothing. It was fine. It went very rapidly. I will say it was a huge line that zigzagged around. I expected to be in that line 2 to 3 hours, and they moved very quickly. The entire convention was very well organized, so I applaud them for that, and just how they were able to move the line along so quickly. And yeah, there was like I said, it moved very quickly. We were never like in one spot for too long. It did get hot at some points, but for the most part, it was a pretty pleasant experience waiting in line. The only confusing part is there was no like signs or no one like directing the line. So when we first got there, we were very confused because it zigzagged around. We didn't really know where the line started, but luckily we were able to figure that out very quickly. So once we got inside, there were 3 different kind of locations where everything was happening. So there was Expo Hall 1, which is where they had some of the smaller panels. They had all the vendors, they had all the artists, they had photo ops and autographs, and they also had like a food court. So that was the biggest kind of expo hall that they had. Expo hall 2 was a little bit smaller, but that's where they had the car show, which I'll get into in a bit. But I was very actually surprised in how much I really enjoyed the car show as well. I didn't expect that. And then there was also the Freeman Coliseum, which is where the big panels took place. I saw Brie Larson there. So yeah, there was a little bit of walking outside just from building to building, but again, no lines, no wait, wasn't unpleasant at all. I was very, very just pleasantly surprised. So I think I'll talk next about the panels real quick before I do kind of my little haul, and I'll talk about, other things as well, but let's just get into the panels. The first panel that I saw was Ming-Na Wen, who is the voice of Mulan. She was also in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and The Mandalorian. I had a really great time at her panel. I got so lucky. I will say the smaller panels did not have a ton of seating, but I think it worked. Whoa, my lights keep flickering. Ignore that, guys. But I think it worked for the amount of people that were at those panels. So I got seated on kind of like the left side of the stage, and I was a little bummed to be on the side. I was kind of like, oh, I want to be, more up in front and whatnot. However, what I didn't realize is the seats I had were actually amazing seats. The door where Ming and then later on other people who I saw later came in through was right there. So she actually walked in right in front of me. She was taking video, so actually there's a video on her Instagram, which I'll insert in a minute, and so you can see me there in the video. It's super cool, and actually I was up in front, so even though I was to the side, it was still a great view. She was amazing. Her energy was amazing. You can tell she loves Comic Cons. She was probably one of the most down-to-earth celebrities that I saw, so it was really cool just seeing how down to earth and how excited she was to be there. And she was wearing all these things, I don't even remember anymore what exactly she had. I think it was a pin or a bracelet or something, but she had something from Mulan, she had something from The Mandalorian, she had something from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so I think that was really cool. I'll go ahead and insert some highlights from her panel right now, as well as the little clip on her Instagram where you can see me.
Welcome to the Thomas J. Henry Superhero Comic-Con and Car Show! My next guest voiced a fear to this stage right now. Make some noise for the legendary Ming-Na Wen! You.
It's fantastic, this is why I work so hard, why so many of my Joy Luck Club sisters work so hard, and the people before us, everyone from Anna May Wong to James Hong, who's 96 years old, and to be up on that stage with an Oscar in his hand for a movie that he was in, it's so uplifting and hopeful that we paved the way, and it's great. I have children, and it's wonderful for them to be represented, and that's what makes America, is this diversity. But and I hate it right now because everything is so politicized, where something good can be turned into something bad, and it shouldn't be. I'm looking at this, and we're just the melting pot, and that's what makes America great. And for some reason, we keep forgetting that. This is why we're so different from any other country. And we need to just remember that we all are the same in everything else, because we love, we believe, we have dreams, and this is why we're here in this country and not choose to be in any other country, is because we believe in the American dream. And
nobody clap for that.
And then the second panel that I saw was Brie Larson. So that panel did take place in the Freeman Coliseum. I definitely thought that there would be a long line to get into that panel. So I did go very early, about I would say 40 minutes early. and I was so pleasantly surprised. There was no line. It wasn't anything crazy. We got to walk right in, and then it was basically like this arena type seating. I know they have concerts there. All of this is kind of part of the AT&T Center. So they do have concerts in there, so it's huge, and there was all these floor seatings, and I honestly thought the floor seats were just for VIP, and then we found out the front of the floor seats were VIP only, but the back of the floor seats, which is where we ended up sitting, were for everyone. And so we sat there. We had a great view. I'll say the panel was a little bit short compared to what I thought it would be. Normally at other cons that I've been to, the panels have been about an hour long. Hers was like 30 minutes more or less, but I think they covered a lot in the time that they had, and I really enjoyed it. She talked about the Marvels a little bit, which is obviously something I'm so excited for. She talked about Fast X, which is the movie that she was just in, part of the Fast and Furious franchise. So it was really cool and just so awesome to be that close to, you know, Captain Marvel herself. I love Marvel. I love the MCU, and so to be that close to her was really just a cool experience. And I'll go ahead and insert some highlights from that panel as well.
Let's just do it. Let's just get out of it. So there's a little movie called The Marvels. And it's you, aka Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, and of course, the Kamala. What do you think you tell us about this film?
I'm sure can tell you that it is a film, and I can tell you that those people that you're seeing that you talked about there, and that's still out this year. Yes, we gotta get this movie out. I mean, they're doing it in theaters. Sure, will be in theaters, and I would just hate to spoil it, it would just be so wrong.
For the record, I asked and I tried.
And then the third panel that I saw was Alaqua Cox from Hawkeye. And Alaqua, if you don't know, she plays Echo, and she's actually getting her own series. She is a deaf actress. She's also an amputee. And earlier this year, I had the opportunity to see another deaf actress do a presentation type event, Marlee Matlin. And so I already knew, and I've been taking ASL classes and all sorts of things. Like, obviously they can't hear clapping, so this is like a deaf clap. And so one thing that was really cool is right before her panel, they did tell everyone, hey, we're going to treat this panel a little differently. So instead of clapping, we want you to do this. And I think that was really nice and probably something that she really appreciated. Her panel was very inspiring. She did talk a little bit about Echo. Obviously, she couldn't say much, but I'm also very excited to see what they do with it. Just like with the Marvels. And I'll say her panel, I don't know if it was actually longer than the others. I actually want to mention really quick that Ming-Na Wen was pretty late. It wasn't her fault, and they did say like they would still honor photo ops or autographs, anything that would have to get shifted around because she was late to the panel. So that might have been why her panel was a little shorter. Bree's panel was also kind of short, but Alaqua's panel, I don't know if it was actually longer or not, but it definitely, they asked her a lot more questions. They got through a lot more. I think they did a really great job. Also, their interpreter situation was perfect. Everything was just handled really well. So I'll insert some highlights from that panel now as well.
Series coming very soon, known as Echo. Please do what we talked about. Make some noise for Alaqua Cox.
I love
love seeing all the hands waving in the air. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I remember going on a Zoom meeting, and there was about 12 people on the screen, 12 little screens on my laptop, and everybody started waving their hands, thanking me. And they said, welcome to the Marvel family. And I guess that means I got the role. And I said, no, you're kidding me. But they said, no, congratulations. And I was absolutely shocked and overwhelmed. I had no acting experience before this at all. So it's just so crazy to me that happened. And then I actually closed my laptop and I was able to give it a big old scream. And I lived with my grandfather at the time, and he was outside sitting on the front porch. And I screamed and ran right to my grandpa, and I gave him the biggest hug ever. And my family, you know, we've always had a family member living right next door to us, and so big family. And so he was so happy. And my dad, he rarely cries, but I told my dad, and he just started welling up. And it was and he's such a huge Marvel fan as well. So it just is crazy to think that his daughter made it in the MCU. And my mom, we were celebrating with champagne, and that day was just unforgettable. Is scarce, and I am very happy that I am. Well, of course, there is other famous deaf people. There's Lauren Ridloff, who has made waves, and Marley Matlin, who is also, and Niall DeMarco, all of these deaf role models. But it's kind of nice to be a part of the community and help advocate for the deaf and hard of hearing, and be able to share and spread awareness for the deaf community. The culture is so beautiful, the language is so beautiful, and it just feels so great to be a part of that. Probably Spider-Man would be great. I don't know, I think I'd like to team with Spider-Man against Thanos, so myself and Spider-Man.
Anyone want to see Spider-Man and Maya take on Thanos in the crowd? We have a teacher.
Out of all of them, I would say that I have a strong connection with Haley. Yeah, we still keep in touch every once in a while as well. And, you know, she would leave sweet comments on Instagram and check up on me once in a while, and I do the same. And, you know, and Jeremy Renner, of course, we do the same as well, especially after his accident that he did have. We checked up on each other. He congratulated me on my pregnancy. And so I think I have the strongest connection with Jeremy and Haley.
I'm sorry.
And yeah, that was pretty much it about the panels. Great seating, great, you know, no waiting in line, great views, everything was wonderful. Like I said, the only complaint would be that the panels are maybe a little bit shorter than I've experienced at other conventions, but that's like a very minor complaint. And also, this convention was so huge, and I know a lot of these celebrities were doing like autograph after autograph after photo op after photo op, so it makes sense why their schedule would be a little bit busier. And yeah, that was really fun. Now, some of you might be wondering if I saw Andrew Garfield, because this was his first ever convention, and I know a lot of people were there particularly to see him. When I ate lunch, I was sitting at a table and there was different people around, and a lot of people were from out of state. They were there just to see him. Unfortunately, two of the celebrities that I really wanted to see the most were Haley Steinfeld and Andrew Garfield. Their photo ops and autographs sold out before I could purchase them. I even went that day and tried to see if there was anything available. Unfortunately, there was not, so I didn't get to meet them. Haley Steinfeld did have a panel on Sunday, though, and I had Saturday tickets, and Andrew Garfield didn't have a panel. But just to be in the same building as them, breathing the same air, seeing how excited some people that actually got to meet them were, was really cool, and I'm still holding out hope that I get to meet them or at least attend one of their panels at a convention one day. But it was still super fun, and I loved getting to see Alakwa and Bree and Ming-Na Wen, so super fun. Now let's get into maybe the haul a little bit. First thing I got was this popcorn bucket, and this was from Spider-Man Homecoming. They had a whole bunch of different movies and characters and all sorts of stuff. I was dressed as Spider-Gwen, but I already have actually a Spider-Verse popcorn bucket from when I saw the movie last month, so I went with this one just because I love Spider-Man, and this bucket was so cool. And the cool thing is they were doing, the popcorn buckets were $10, and they were doing free refills, for me the whole day, but if you were there for 3 days, you could get them refilled, over and over and over again, which was so cool. You know, you're at a convention, you're there all day. I was there from about 10 a.m. till about I think close to 5 p.m. So you're there all day. It's really cool that you can get the snack $10 and then you can refill it, and you get to keep the souvenir bucket, which is super fun and super cool. I'm pretty sure this one came out when the movie came out, and I never got the opportunity to purchase it, so I was really glad to get it and just to have popcorn all day. I think I only refilled it once, which I definitely should have taken advantage of it more, but also how much popcorn can you possibly eat, you know? But yeah, the food situation was also really great. They had burgers, nachos, pizza, probably a few other things, and everything was very affordably priced. The pizza was from Pizza Hut. That's what I ended up eating for lunch. It was a mega slice, and I didn't really know what that meant, and it was like basically 2 slices in one, I believe, for like $7. So it wasn't too bad, especially given convention food is usually pricey. And I didn't go, but outside, so kind of where you would walk to either the other expo hall or to the Freeman Coliseum, there was some trucks out there. I recognized Bahama Bucks because I used to have one near me and I loved going there. There was like not Dippin' Dots, but something similar to that. There was just a few other trucks out there. I don't think they were like food like meals, but they were more so like snacks or whatever. So yeah, that was pretty much the food situation. There was a lot of tables that were open. The tables were reserved specifically for people eating, so if you weren't eating, I didn't see them do this, but there was a sign that was like, if you're not eating, don't sit here. And I got to, seats easily. You're sitting with people you don't know, which is fine. A lot of people just would ignore you or maybe just try to strike up conversation, whatever the vibe was, but it was totally fine. So that was like the food situation, and of course the popcorn, and of course my souvenir popcorn bucket, which I was very excited to get. So yeah, and now the little haul. So first off, I'll show you like some of the freebies before I get into what I actually purchased. So first off, let me just see in here. I got a bag of goodies. This was a law firm that was you would spin the wheel and you could win something, and I won this little fidget cube, which I love a good fidget cube. I actually have a fidget cube already, but the one I have is like really loud. Like if you spin this little wheel thingy, it like makes a loud noise. This one's quiet, so I like it. Even the little, well, the clicky buttons still click, but I actually really like this fidget cube. I got, this is from, this is like an indoor go-kart place there in San Antonio where the convention was, and I got this yo-yo. I haven't played with a yo-yo in a long time, but we'll have to see how I do there. Let me move some stuff around real fast. I also got this koozie. This is also from that same law firm. For some reason my camera doesn't want to focus, but where is it? I thought it said it down here. It has like their website. So yeah, and then I got also from that indoor go-karting place, they gave these free 20-minute gameplay cards, which is really cool. Like that's really an enticing thing to go and like check them out. I got as well, first of all, they were handing out free Yakults. I actually think I took a picture of it, so I'll probably insert it at some point in this video, just because I love Yakults. And so they gave me like, I don't even know how many of these, like 3, 4, and apparently you can turn them into like little pencil cases. They're just kind of funny. They do have a calendar on here. I might keep one. I think my sister wanted one because we love Yakult, but my favorite thing was just that they were handing out free Yakults. The guy handing them out too was like super nice. He had like a big, like a life-size Yakult, and that was kind of the cooler that he was keeping them in, and he gave me like 2, and he was like, I have so many of these to give away, take as many as you want. And I just love them. I couldn't drink more than 2, especially because I hadn't really eaten anything else at the time, but that was really, really nice. And then let me see what else I got in here. Also, same indoor go-karting place. They were like super sweet, and they were like, you know what, I'm also gonna give you a free 1-hour game card, which is really cool. I obviously don't live near them. I don't live in San Antonio. I actually meant to leave these there for the person that I was with because they actually live there. But I hopefully will be back this summer. I hope they won't expire soon. I got till July 31st, so might not get to use them, unfortunately. And then the last kind of freebie that I got was State Farm was there, and you could make a bobblehead of yourself for free. So there I am. That's my little picture in there if you can see it. Shall I open it up? I haven't even opened this since I got it. Actually, it looks really complicated. Oh no, I got it. There we go. It's still got the foam here, but just so you can kind of see it, there's a glare, but this little superhero bobblehead of my face, that was just a cool thing they were doing, and I couldn't believe it was a freebie. Like, they asked for your information. Obviously, they're probably going to call you and try to offer you insurance, but the person I was with gave their information, so I didn't have to worry about that. But that's just like the cutest thing ever. So now into the actual things that I got that were not freebies. I got a lot of comics. So I'll show you the 2 Funko Pops I got first. First off, I had to get Maya Lopez Echo from Hawkeye. I also need to get Kate Bishop here soon, but I've seen the Kate Bishop one in a lot of stores near me, and I had not seen the Maya Lopez one. So yes, this was a very much necessity, and after just getting to hear Laqua Cox and see her panel, I just really wanted this, so I decided to get it for myself. I actually got some Funkos for my birthday, so I've got like a pretty large collection going now. I'm gonna have to find more spaces for them, but I had to. And then I also got Spider-Woman, Miss Jessica Drew here. This one was $14.99. This one was $11.99. But I've got a pretty big spider collection going. I got the Miles Pop for my birthday. I've got Peter Parker Spider-Man. I've got Spider-Gwen, both masked and unmasked. So I have like a whole row I'm trying to start of Spider-Verse pops. So I had to get her. They had her. I was looking for $20.99 as well. Unfortunately, they didn't have it. And believe it or not, both of these, you'll never guess where I bought them. There's actually a comic book store literally right down the street from my house where I live. And I've never been in that one just because I have my other comic book stores that I'm pretty loyal to in town. But at the convention, they were there, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like, we're far away from home and yet they're here. I'm here. So I went, and I've never been in their store right down the street from me, but I did get to stop by at Comic-Con and I bought those. Now, last but not least, I've got some comic books here that I'm very excited to show you. Actually, I do have more freebies in here, but I'll show you as we kind of go through. So first off, I had to get, this is Amazing Spider-Man number 20, but it's a variant. And look at this art of Gwen, like, stop it. This is so good. This was $30. It's probably the most expensive book. No, it's definitely the most expensive book that I bought. But I was dressed as Gwen. I really liked it. I needed it, so I did buy it. I also, there was one booth that they had like $1 comics, so I just went through and bought a bunch of those. So this is Ant-Man, the Astonishing Ant-Man. I don't really have any Ant-Man comics, so I was just a little bit curious. This is number 4, but I just want to check it out. That's one that I'll definitely read. Sometimes I don't read them. I keep them in just because if they have nice covers or if they have some sort of value, but I really want to read that one. This is a Conan the Barbarian, and I was actually I had a mystery box of Marvel comics a few years ago, and there was a few Conan comics, and so I've just really become interested in the character, and I wanted to check this one out. We also have the all-new Inhumans, another series that I've kind of been just checking out. I'm kind of interested in. This one caught my attention. This is Rocket Raccoon number 2. After Guardians of the Galaxy 3 this year, and just like, I don't know, it really caught my attention. So this one's from 1985. I really liked the cover art as well, so I had to get it. This one is A World, Avengers World number 2. Just wanted to get that. Then here are some freebies that I got. There was actually a comic book store, Heroes and Fantasies, which is actually where I got my comics graded through them at South Texas Comic-Con. And yes, I will still have a video revealing those comics that I got graded very, very soon. Haven't forgotten. Actually, it's half filmed, but we'll get into that later. But anyway, they had a little spinning wheel and you could win comics. So I got one of the just free comics that they were giving away. This is literally from a free comic book day. It's just Avengers Judgment Day, and it's got X-Men and Eternals as well. So got that one. But then the person I was with, who is not like a comic book reader, won one of their like top prize comic books, and so I got to pick it out, and I picked this Doctor Who. They didn't have any Marvel, they had a little bit of DC, but I was just really pressured in the moment to pick one because there was like a line, and I've watched Doctor Who before, and I like Doctor Who, and I don't have any Doctor Who comics, and this one is valued at $10, so pick this one up, and I'll definitely check it out. I also got this one that I was very excited about. This is History of the Marvel Universe #4. Look at all those Marvel women on this cover. I see the original Jessica Drew here. I see Miss Marvel Carol Danvers here, She-Hulk. So I really wanted this one. I got this New Mutants, and this one is from 1985, and I really, for some reason, and not everyone agrees, but I love 80s cover art. Another one here, this is Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, I'm sorry, number 19, and this is also from 1985, and I just love this style of art. I also got Avengers versus X-Men round 1, and I just love a good rivalry, heroes versus heroes type situation. And last but not least, I got What If Avengers Had Become Pawns of Korvac, and this is a number 32 of What If, and I like the What If series. And also in here, I just saw it, is my little badge. So these were actually pretty cool that they gave these. This is like kind of like your ticket or whatever, and they would scan your actual ticket, and then they would give you a wristband, which is what they do at South Texas Comic Con and what they did at Alamo City Comic Con. But at South Texas Comic Con, you actually have to purchase these lanyards. Here, they gave them to you, and it just says, like mine says, Day Pass Saturday, and just those details. And then on the back, it actually has like their hours. It's got some like terms and conditions. But I just thought it was cool that they had these little lanyards, although they did make you wear them like all the time. Like it wouldn't just be enough to have your wristband. So I love the extra security detail, but also it was a little annoying, you know, to have to wear it the whole time, but not a big deal. Anyway, let me go ahead right now and just insert all the other, oh, actually really fast, I want to talk, I know this video is getting really lengthy, but I want to talk about the arcade. The arcade was super cool. So previously, most Comic Cons have some sort of gaming room or arcade. I don't normally go to them just because, I don't know, I just don't. I'm more into the comics and, you know, the panels and all that kind of stuff. This time though, because like I said, I was there from like 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Towards the end, we had already pretty much seen everything. And I was like, you know what, let's head to the arcade. And so we did, and I played a driving game. I won first place. And then I went and I played pinball. Now, I've never played pinball on a classic machine. I always played it on the computer, and since I was really little, I played it on the computer, like 3 years old. But I never played it on an actual machine. And so I did, and I actually kind of am amazing at pinball, by the way. And I wish, like, if they weren't so expensive, I could buy a machine. But there is an arcade near me. Maybe I'll go there sometime. But yeah, I was very surprised at how good I was, and it was really fun. And I definitely, this experience taught me I will definitely check out the arcades at all the other conventions I go to. This is probably not my last convention of this year. I'm not gonna reveal anything, but you will get a very, like, this is more of a recap, but there will be some vlogs, actual vlogs, very exciting vlogs coming this year, so stay tuned for those. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and insert all the pictures and videos and everything I have from the convention. And that's today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I know it wasn't quite the vlog I had sort of promised at the beginning of the video, but I think this recap was a little bit more fun and something that maybe would help more people out. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below what Comic-Con you would like me to go to next, and make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I post a video. There will be a video where I'm showing my new graded comics, and actually a few more than you might think, very soon, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.